episode 10.
I'm glad you said it because I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah, really.
Hey, Teddy.
Yeah.
Am I your favorite?
No.
But
Jesse is.
that's okay.
Hey, this is
Well, it
awkward.
was a 50-50 chance. But tonight's episode is, what is your favorite season?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
am I your favorite?
They're all my favorite.
Yeah,
That's going to be hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this could go on for hours because I can't pick one.
So when you told me this was our topic a couple days ago, I've been really racking my brain and I've been coming up with like talking points for each season that I experience every year. I can't decide which one's my favorite.
Yeah.
I have reasons why I love every one.
Right.
You have a favorite?
Yeah. You go first.
I used to.
Okay.
So when I was young, I think I've said this before, but or at least I know I've told you guys, when I was young, when I was 12, 13, 14, even before I could hunt, my whole entire family got together for muzzleloader season.
Yeah.
So late muzzleloader, we're talking flintlock, flint and steel, man. Sulfur still just like when you get that in your nose, it still takes me back.
Yeah.
So that has to be my favorite season of that time frame, 100% without a doubt, because it was the time that we all got together. We hunted. My uncles got together. My grandpa, my cousins, my dad. We all were just. It was that family bonding time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite season of the time.
Well, it's a beautiful time to be in the woods too.
Oh.
The snow, like especially if you hunt around a lot of pines. There's just something about a hemlock.
I just got a little chill.
Forest.
I just got a little chill because the snow went down my back when you said that.
It's just so beautiful. I grew up. So, like, I have these memories of different types of hunting, like you do when you were younger with muzzleloader hunting. And for me, it was late winter, small game, specifically rough grouse hunting with a couple buddies of mine from high school. We'd go out after school. We'd go beat the old reclaimed strip-ins out in Rockton. We beat all those pines, just everything's covered in snow. We might only kill one or two grouse. I don't know. I'd like to say every time we went out, but we weren't that successful. But, and then we'd have big cookouts and stuff. It was just me and the boys hanging out. The woods are just beautiful that time of year. So I actually grew up. I was more of a wintertime small game hunter than I was a deer hunter when I was a young man.
So maybe this is how we break it down.
Yeah.
What was your favorite season when you were young? What was your go-to?
I had two.
All right.
It was either archery or else it was turkey. And probably turkey's number one if you really forced me to say it.
I feel like turkey's like number one throughout your life.
Yeah. I mean, I have multiple reasons that I like turkey season. I've always hunted with friends and family. It's the same reasons, right? Like it goes back to, memories, I guess.
Yep.
And then on top of that, turkey season always hits and it makes you realize you're finally at summer, right? The woods are coming alive. Things are greening up. Food plots are around the turn. Like everything's starting to.
You're breaking that cabin fever.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you've just spent 4 months.
I don't think there's
inside.
anything more beautiful than a spring turkey morning when the woods is coming alive. That sound, the sun comes down, starts heating you up.
The fog starting to lift off. And,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
But on the same side of things, I like archery hunting a ton.
Oh yeah.
For the same reason, going out with family, doing different things. It's, it's a beautiful time of the year to be in the woods.
Oh, it is.
Rifle season would be probably my third because it's, this year it was hard, right? It was cold.
Oh,
it was terrible
brutal.
out there.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of why I like both ends leading into winter.
Yep.
I really don't like the middle.
I think that archery is probably pretty close to my favorite right now, but for the opposite reason.
Yeah.
Because it's a solo game in my world.
Yeah.
Like my son and I, we go different directions. We still hunt together. Like we still, go over what we saw, and we call each other after, or we're texting each other while we're in the stand and comparing. But that's my wild connection right there. That's that's the time of the year where you can sit there. The leaves are changing. It's the exact opposite of turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's greening up in turkey season. Everything's.
But it's colorful.
It's colorful.
Yeah, it's different. It's, I don't want to say dying, but it's
right.
Full bloom. Right.
Right. Yeah. So right now, at this point in my life, again, I just like you guys, I would say archery season is probably what I look forward to I can't even say that. I look forward to all of them. It's what I think I get the most profound connection out of. And for me, I'm going to hold my bow while we say this just because it just feels right.
Always has a prop.
Always have to have prop and always have to have something in my hands. I started getting antsy.
Jesse and I are trying to talk him before the episode into a desk pop right now. And,
with his new bow.
Yeah, with the new Ben Pearson over there.
we want to try. We're trying to get him to do a desk pop with this old girl, and
I have
he just wouldn't pull it off.
2 different...
I don't know if it'd make it out of the room. Everybody's safe.
I have 2 different... I guess trains of thought or trains of feeling when it comes to archery hunting. So I love both of them for 2 different reasons. So, so much of my archery season in the last 2 years has been spent with my kids, right? Jack and Abby, I take them out. I don't even carry my bow. We just take a crossbow out, trying to get them on a deer, trying to get them to just experience archery for what it is. And so we're going to touch on something you guys talked about in a minute. I have a picture that we'll throw up and a quick story about what my connection is to archery when I'm hunting by myself. So the reason I love, obviously, hunting with my kids is the conversations and connections I've had with my kids while in the woods. Nothing compares, right? But the connection that I get when I'm archery hunting, or rather, let me back up, the connection I get to my faith when I'm in the woods by myself is profound. And so I had a story happen 2 archery seasons ago, and I have a picture I'll get to Joe. I saved it in my phone because it was such an important and powerful thing to me. So I'm saying my morning prayer. It was late getting into the woods. I had not dressed warm enough. I was freezing by the time I get into the tree. I was late. It was already getting daylight. Beautiful, foggy morning, but I didn't realize how beautiful it was because I was frustrated. I read the weather wrong. And, the Weather Channel lied to me. I'm freezing. I was planning on an all-day sit.
The weatherman lied to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was so mad. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to sit all day. I was planning on an all-day sit.
He was as surprised as Teddy was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't know what's going on.
And I thought, just muscle memory, I'm going to say my prayers. And what was important to me because of what happened. So I'm going through the Lord's Prayer, which is something I've recited without really thinking about the words, right? And I've recited it, I don't know, at this point in my life, 20,000 times probably. But that morning, for whatever reason, I slowed down. I thought, I don't think I've ever actually considered the words in this prayer that I recite every day, but I never think about what I'm actually saying. So I'm really thinking about it. And just then the wind direction changed, and it was probably 15 degrees warmer. And it was profound. I thought, oh my gosh, wow. That was incredible. I'm going to be able to stay in this tree stand for hours now. And then I realized what a beautiful morning it was. There was this fog. I was hunting on top of this oak flat, and this fog was coming through. It was just absolutely, it was a beautiful morning, but I hadn't realized it because I was stuck in my own head. I wasn't in the moment.
One thing
went wrong.
It
threw it all off, and I got stuck in my own head, and then slowing down, doing what I do to kind of center myself, and then I realized just how beautiful it was, and that, it kind of brings you back and reminds you when I'm archery hunting, it really has very little to do with my bow, very little to do with the deer. It has everything to do with me in Mother Nature,
and that mindset.
That connection. Yeah, that wild connection. That name, and what I think so cool about that name is we talk about our connection to each other because we're hunters. And we talk about our connection to the animals we harvest, right, or the weapons that we use. But what about our connection on a broader scale? What about our connection to Earth, our connection to Mother Nature, our connection to our faith, our connection to the ability to be able to slow down and say, I'm getting in my own way right now. Which was my connection to my faith through Mother Nature and everything else, through hunting. That's that wild connection. That wild connection told me, Clarky, slow down. Stop getting in your own way. You're missing out on a beautiful morning because you're getting wound up about all the stuff that ain't important. That's the wild connection for me.
Yeah, we talk about it so often. Weather dictates how we hunt, where we hunt, and if we hunt so much. But it's literally one of the things we cannot change. We can't.
Yeah.
You can dress for it.
Yep.
You can complain about it. You can do
Yeah.
whatever. You can pray about it. But it's the one thing that doesn't matter what we do, it's gonna affect us, and we don't have anything that we can do about it.
Nope.
So you got to suck it up.
When I laugh, because I'm the same as you. If it's not perfect, maybe I won't hunt a certain stand. I won't do this. I won't do that. 20 years ago, I didn't watch the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
I put on the hunting clothes that I was gonna wear.
Yep.
I didn't care what it was.
Yeah.
You know, if it was 60 or if it was 40, I was wearing those hunting clothes.
Yeah.
And I'd just go out the door, and I was like, "Whoa, it's snowing."
It's like
You know what I mean? And
it's
I
like
had
a
some of
little.
the best hunts I ever had.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. Good. Now we
Unknowingly.
know so much. We worry about so much stuff that we like. I don't know how to. We get in our own way.
I'm sitting
you
in
know?
the tree stand worried about my thermals.
Yeah.
You would have told me 20 years ago to worry about. I would have said, "Get out of here." What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm worried about what little Debbie I've got in my backpack. You know?
Did I bring enough snacks?
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. Now it's which base layer do I need? Should I put the merino heavy or mid on? Like, okay,
yeah.
yeah. Back, like Jesse
Probably-
said back in the day, it was like
probably my-
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
One of my first times ever, well, my second time ever shooting a deer with a rifle, I went out with my grandpa. We went out to a neighbor's house. We sat in a horse barn. We had a grill with charcoal in it, and he lit it on fire, and we sat in this little horse. It was a little horse barn. We had openings on both sides. It's, I mean, my goodness, if you're worried about scent control, and he sat there and just smoked cigarettes like nobody's business.
Probably half looped from carbon monoxide.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was well vented.
Yeah.
But I mean, right at daybreak, he takes his gun, blows 3 up into the air. He said, "You got to let him know we're here," because we were surrounded by Amish. And I kid you not, 4 hours later, he shot a doe, I shot a doe, and he shot at a buck.
Wow.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
Yep. That's one of those memories that nobody thought about the weather, nobody thought about scent, nobody thought about anything.
Yeah.
It was just, let's go.
My brother Andy went out on his property. He got stuck at work late. He went out wearing his work jeans
Yeah.
and a work hoodie, and he crawled up in his tree stand. It was super late. I mean, I want to say he got out there for the last 45 minutes of daylight, last hour of daylight. It was the rut. So I told him, I was like,
Just go.
just go. If you can get out on your lunch break, go on your lunch break. If you can get out the last hour, go the last hour. Like, if you can get out, because it's magic time to be in the woods. And he shot his first archery buck.
Yeah.
Wearing blue jeans and blue work hoodie.
Yeah. It happens.
And then, you have guys with $1,500 scent get-ups,
Yeah.
and the wind shifts, and they have a doe blowing at them for 300 yards downwind, and it's like, you can't, if they want to be spooky, you're not going to beat their nose.
No.
You can't.
And that's the other thing I enjoyed about the muzzleloader season back in the day, is that we talked about before. We all wore like the wool pants,
The old Army ones from Bob's Army Navy.
Bob's Army Navy wool
Man,
pants.
they were the best.
And you didn't wear orange most of the time because you didn't have to.
Yeah.
Some people did it all up. They had like a jacket, like the almost
buckskin
the
pants.
buckskin, and like
goodness.
wearing the big horn and stuff
I
like
love
that.
seeing it.
Yeah, I never went that far, but like it's I think it's almost more traditional hunting than not crossbow, but the compound bow hunting that I do.
Yeah.
That thing. I know my bow's going to go off, whether I hit where I wanted to or not. That's up to me, the deer, and everything else. But
Right.
you can do everything right, and that gun goes, not today.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
And
that's one of the reasons I love that season.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that I really, in the last couple of years, I've only went out a half dozen times in that season, and it's because we don't have the weather anymore. To bring it back to that weather aspect, I don't hunt in the rain because it's a flintlock; it doesn't go
Right.
off.
You might as well just go for a walk.
I'd rather if you're not with a group, it's tough to get a blood trail in the leaves and stuff. So if you don't have the snow, and you need the background. But the nice part is that time of the year. Again, I think timing is a lot of the reason why you like a season. The deer are grouped up again. They're in family groups again. Not that they're family, but
Right. No. Yeah.
you
But
know,
I know what
they're
you mean.
herded up again.
Right.
So when you see one, you're probably going to see 5.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
You know, it's just cool that way.
Yeah.
And it's a good time to start figuring out what you're going to do for next year.
Oh yeah,
know,
it's a
because
great time to be in the woods.
If there's snow on the ground, you're looking at you're looking at tracks, and
You're still
Finding
seeing all the
beds.
scrapes. You're
Yep.
still yeah. So talk about timing. So like I've said before, I'm a budding waterfowl hunter, and I love of course I love duck hunting. Duck hunting's hard to do around here, and I am a terrifically bad duck hunter, right? But I love it. I think they're beautiful animals. They're my favorite animals to eat, hands down. But I really enjoy field hunting for geese. Yeah. And you were talking about the different times of it. So like goose season typically starts in September. You get out in September. And it's a really fun time to learn to goose hunt because they haven't been shot at yet. So they're not wary. If they see your decoys, they're probably going to come in, and they're going to come in small groups, 3 to 5 geese at one time, right? 3 to 5 come in, they decoy in, you shoot, you're probably going to miss a couple. Hopefully you get a couple. You go clean up your birds, you get back in your blinds. 20 minutes later, another group of 3 to 5 is going to come in. They're in their small family groups that time of the year. It's fun because you get a morning where you get a lot of small actions coming in. And the other thing I love about field hunting geese is you're using your layout blind for all your camouflage, right? If your layout blind, if your hide for your blind isn't good, you're going to get flares. They're not going to decoy in. But if the layout blind is good and your hide's good, then you are standing outside of your blind. You're drinking coffee. You're telling jokes with your buddies. It's like this camaraderie. You don't have to be quiet. You don't have to worry about scent control. Yep. You'll hear the geese coming, and when you hear them, everybody's running and diving into their blinds and closing up, And then it's like your heart is just because those geese are flying, and sometimes they'll fly right over top of your blind, and you'll see them through the mesh panel, and you'll hear the wings. But until someone calls, take them. Everyone's just waiting for someone to get enough of a view to see that they started touching down, and then and then it's all everybody jumps up, and it's so much fun because it's very relaxed. It's very just a lot of camaraderie, and then you get later in the goose season, and I would say like the middle of goose season, I don't really hunt hard. I got archery going on, rifle going on. Mm-hmm. Late season goose typically goes into December and even January. Yeah. What's awesome about late season goose, they are in big flocks, and they are smart now. Every time they've landed, they've been getting shot at. They have made their trip all up and down. They've been in multiple states. You might kill a banded bird that's from Canada. You might kill banded birds from Georgia. You never know. They're going to be from all over the place, and they're wary. And so if you get a group of birds, there's probably going to be a flock of 20 plus. And when they commit, like, because they have already looked at you and they're flying high and circling high and they're talking. And once they commit, it's almost like as long as you don't do something incredibly stupid, they're coming in. When you can tell when they're done flaring and they're done and they start, they'll actually turn themselves upside down to drop elevation quickly. Because it's typically really windy that time of the year, too, and they're flying into the wind. It's hard for them to drop elevation. It's just super fun. But you'll get a lot of flocks that come in, and they'll circle once, and you'll say, take them on the next pass, and they don't give you a next pass because they saw something they don't like.
They saw your coffee cup.
Yeah. They saw the coffee cup. They saw if you were lucky and shot a bird and there's blood in the snow, that's all it takes. It'll flare the whole flock out. Yeah, yeah. So I usually, when you kill a couple birds, I try and tuck them up into my decoy spread, add them to my decoy spread, and when a lot of times when they sleep, they kind of tuck their head up under their wing, and you can do that. But if you get a real bloody one, you better throw it in your blind with you because
cover it up somehow.
Yeah, cover it up somehow. But it's a super fun type of hunting to do because you're talking, you're telling stories, you're hanging out. My buddy Curtis will play like a goose sound or whatever.
I thought you meant the Imperial March. Dun, dun, dun.
No,
that's what I was
no, but he'll play that,
going.
like in his pocket, right? Yeah. And then we're all like diving in our blinds, like, because you think there's a geese flying. Somebody always does it, and then everybody's laughing. They're like, oh my gosh, can't believe I fell for that the 30th time.
I darn near dumped my coffee over that.
Yeah.
USOB.
Yeah. So that's a really fun type of hunting. And then again, that the social aspect of rifle camp. I mean, even if I don't have a deer tag, maybe even more so, if I'm tagged out in archery, come rifle season, I am so excited to get to camp and just help everybody get into woods, help them get their deer out, make coffee for everybody, just that.
And I'll say that I think my favorite will change over time.
Yeah.
Because, I used to really love archery season. It was probably higher up than turkey season. But this is a good thing and it's a bad thing. The more people that are archery hunting, kind of like, it doesn't deter me from doing it, but it's not as enjoyable as before. Because now I might go out and I might see 3 other people.
Yep.
Well, 20 years ago, you go out and you'd have a hard time finding somebody else because it just wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
Right. So that changes. I think the more pressure, the more people, the more
absolutely.
It'll change over time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a good thing to have more people in doing the sport.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's conservation. It's make sure that our sport's around forever. But
because I think we've all hunted public land.
Yeah.
So on that aspect, like it's good to see them out there. But
it is
20 years ago,
but it can get busy.
You used to have a lot of land to each hunter.
My honey hole for archery hunting when I first started was about 300 yards off the road in the game lands. And I never saw, it was this oak bench. I had bedding on both sides of it, on both ends of it. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
Always rubs, always scrapes there. You could sit anywhere on that oak bench and you'd see bucks every sit. I mean, it was truly a honey hole. And now, there's 3 stands, there's 5 cameras on that bench. It's busy. And so I let those hunters have it. Mm-hmm. I'm healthy. I enjoy going for a walk with my bow. So I don't mind some of my stands being deeper. So when I hunt public, I typically get in pretty far. Because those easy to reach places are just busy. And hell, some of the hard to reach places get pretty busy too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's
there's
funny.
nothing more frustrating than when you hike a mile in and you think you got the stand to yourself, and you climb up, and you're nice and early, and then you see a headlamp coming in, and you're like, really?
Like, how did this happen?
Yeah. Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that, in the backcountry, Colorado or whatever, and you're like, wow, I've walked a long way.
Yeah.
Some dude walks. I'm like, where did he come from?
Yeah, right.
And how early did he start?
This last year, we walked, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 miles up in, and we split off. And Joe went one way, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here. 2 dudes on electric bicycles flew past me.
Yeah.
And I thought, where do I get on that? Like, I just walked like 4 miles to get here. You rode a bicycle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to hang out with those guys.
Me and Andy were in Montana. We hiked for hours.
Yeah.
Started, in twilight, in the morning. We're hiking for hours, hiking in. And all of a sudden, this group of guys on horses just come blowing past us. And I said, hey, you guys had any luck? They're like, yeah, we killed an elk the day before, and we're going back in where we left the rest of the herd. They're probably another good 10 to 12 miles up this trail. And we're like, bro,
okay,
we know they're gonna beat us to them, and so it was like we made the choice that we actually left that area and went to an area where we had mule deer tags, and we're like, we're gonna start hunting deer because the only elk that we've now heard of are 12 miles in, and we got guys on horses that you can't compete with it.
No.
Elk season. It's one of my favorites.
Mine too. And, well, let me say this: westerns. Not even just Western seasons, but that destination hunt. Because I go down south to hunt pigs, and I go out west to hunt elk, antelope, mule. I haven't hunted specifically mule deer myself yet, but I guess I did that one time in Montana. But any of those destination hunts.
Yeah.
I think as soon as I have a trip planned, it consumes me. It's all I can think about.
You look forward to that no matter what. Then so it's definitely, I love that season.
Yes, I'm the same way. All other seasons will pale in comparison when I have a hunt planned.
I almost a planned hunt overshadows archery because it almost always lands within archery season.
Yeah, agreed.
So everything that I do up until I leave for that hunt is about that hunt. So it's like, okay, well, we're packing everything up on Sunday. Well, I'm not going to hunt on Saturday because I have to have all my clothes put together in order to take them out and put them in a truck on Sunday. So it's like, everything that you do, it almost spoils the beginning. And I think that's why archery has kind of declined in my loves lately because I've been so focused. I've been very fortunate to go on these trips for the last, 4, 5, 6 years.
Yep.
Well, one last year on pretty much every Saturday where we weren't busy, we were at the range.
Right.
Not just us, the whole group.
Right.
And that made it more enjoyable because it brings back like the camp aspect of it, right? Like a group of guys and you're all on the same mission.
Yeah.
Nobody's against anybody. Like, hey, try this, do this. Maybe you need to adjust this. It's just.
Oh, before me and Andy
It's
and Mitch went
different.
out west last October to hunt antelope. Every free minute the three of us had, we were at the range together. I went to the range with just Mitch. I went to the range with just Andy. I went to the range with all three of us, training. We're putting packs on our back. We're hiking. We're talking about, our diet, our exercise plans, all of it going
We
into
don't talk
it.
about any of that.
We were talking about what meals we were taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was planned out.
That was planned out.
Absolutely.
Better than the exercise.
I was
can tell you
looking
that.
forward to going just to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate really good.
In hindsight, we shouldn't have left camp.
Yeah.
We probably should have just ate.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know that, though.
His grandpa was the smartest guy we took.
Yeah. He's just like,
He never missed a lunch.
No.
He never missed anything. He was
he'd wander back
he saw
down.
more than any of us.
Yeah,
So,
he'd wander back down to camp and he'd be like, "Yeah, I really don't know that I'm going back out this afternoon. I just can't bring
might
myself
hang
to
out."
come back up there on that hill."
Yeah.
So he did enjoy watching the coyotes on the. Somebody shot a mule deer buck on the first day that we were out there near him, and he was watching some coyotes and stuff.
Yeah.
That. So he was enjoying that. But,
Yeah.
But destination hunts. That's probably my love right now.
It's like a season in itself, even though, it can be a different actual season.
Yeah.
But for my purposes of how I look at it, I've got archery, I've got waterfowl, and it's like I have that destination season,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I love is going down to Louisiana to hunt wild pigs.
Mm-hmm.
You can find places to go for really affordable.
So what time of year is that?
Well, you can go year round.
Oh, okay.
But I tend to try to go in the wintertime, in the winter months. The last time I went was in February. I didn't even kill a pig.
Little cabin fever type of
Trip. You're breaking cabin fever. You go down to Louisiana, you're hunting. It's 90 degrees when you're down there. It's fantastic to get out of that the winter doldrums. You go down there, and it's just a fascinating type of hunting. We're so used to hunting and dealing with the cold, dealing with the wind. And then you go down there and you're dealing with the extreme heat, the bugs, because you're hunting in swamp. I mean, everything's flooded, and it's a totally different ball game. It's like you can't worry about your scent control because when you're hunting in 95% humidity and it's 95 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Everything sweats.
Yeah.
I mean, you sweat sleeping. It's
what kind of weapon are you taking for that?
I've killed them. I've killed two wild boar now, and they've both been. I'm trying to think about this. They've both been with a bow and arrow. Yeah. So this last trip I went down, I took my dad's old Winchester 94 30-30. Yeah. So I actually hunted this last trip I went. I spent a day hunting them on the ground with my recurve.
With the recurve?
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I had this mindset, like when you're hunting pigs, like they're going to be easy, dumb. They're the most skittish animals.
Yeah.
The big boars, you'll hear them.
Mm-hmm.
The young boars and the sows might come in, right, and then you'll hear that big boar just walking, and you'll hear him circling downwind, grunting and breathing hard, and then he gets downwind, and you hear that squeal, and
there they go.
They all scatter.
Really?
So it's trying to hunt for a big old boar is tough.
I don't want to say that I'm picturing this, but I can kind of see this. Teddy through the swamp, loincloth, spear. It just dun dun dun.
Just
mud on his face.
Yeah.
Spirit of the wild out there.
Spirit of the wild. Absolutely.
To be realistic, covered in bug bites.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Covered.
I'd be
The
miserable.
bugs there are so intense. Yeah, it's just it's such a cool hunt experience to do. I love it. Yeah. So then I guess the last season that really I'm just absolutely infatuated with is, I love spring gobbler hunting.
Yeah.
But one of the things that keeps me from being a diehard turkey hunter is my love for fly fishing. It's like that time of the year. I only have so much free time with kids and a job, stupid job,
Oh, yeah.
always getting in my way.
Right.
One of these days, maybe our job's going to be fly fishing. And
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh. But, typically there's overlap between spring gobbler and fly fishing, and if I have to pick one or the other, it's really tough for me to go chase birds.
Really?
I love it.
My problem is they still get up too early.
Yeah.
I think
See,
I've said that before.
It's one of the things I love about trout. They say, your best time to fish is first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I've caught a lot of trout
Yeah.
every hour of the day, man. It's
So
like
is the last hour of the day,
Yeah.
right before dark. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get them then.
Well, that's famous. That's famous.
Right.
That's famous fisherman line.
yeah.
Last cast.
Yeah.
It's always your last cast,
Right.
and it's never your last cast.
And for me, like with turkey, the reason I do like it is because there's so much back and forth between you and the animal.
Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, I know with deer hunting and stuff like that, you can grunt and do different things. But like with turkey, it's a call and response, right? And it's
It
the
is.
cat and mouse game.
You
it's
interact so much
tactics.
more with turkey.
That's one of the reasons that I just have always been drawn to it, because I don't care how many times you go, you're never good at it. You get lucky,
Well,
right? Like
Yeah.
you're not an expert. You don't know what you're doing.
so this year,
learned something every year.
I worked 3 birds.
Yeah.
And I spent a morning working them, and like I shot and I missed, and I could play that over my head and I could beat myself up about it. But at the end of the day, that was such a fun morning hunt because I worked those birds for probably an hour and a half in reality. And it was an hour and a half of my heart just beating so hard, that my barrel's doing this, on my shotgun, just such intense feelings. And it lasted for so long, where if you grunt a deer in, you see a deer, a buck, an archer, and you grunt, and it runs in. It's super exciting, right?
Yeah,
and usually within 5 to 20 seconds, arrows in the deer or the opportunity's over, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like they're grunting back. You might get a response.
It's never.
right?
It's not communicating.
You're not
It's
communicating with that deer.
It's
You know.
It's a.
Yeah. Whereas with those birds that I was working, I mean, it was.
It's a dance. It's a.
I'm literally
song,
timing myself to not overcall them, like Smileys were telling us earlier. You know, and I was giving myself 5 to 10 minutes. And I was breaking up the intervals so it didn't sound too regimented. And then I would and they'd fire up, and I thought I just wanted to call again, but I'm like, no, listen to Sam, hunt like Sam, don't overcall.
Hashtag.
And but it was set that 90 minutes of just nonstop back and forth. You know,
Yeah.
so it was awesome.
Well, and this year, I got to take my brother-in-law out, which we hunt quite a bit. But this year we went out, we got one on film. So we're going to have that probably coming up in an episode. We're going to do something with that. First time filming, so don't judge me on that. But, after he shot it, and he was jazzed up. I mean, he was really worked up. And I've been with him, and he shot a couple birds now. So, I couldn't figure it out, and asked him, what's going on? He's like, well, that's the first turkey that I've ever had the opportunity to strike, call in, and kill.
No kidding.
He said, I've never had that. Like, all the other turkeys, like, he's hunted with me before, he's hunted with a couple buddies, and, like, they've always done the calling.
Oh, that feels
So he's
good.
like, that's the first one I ever completed the whole package.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, like, I get why you're excited. Like, I remember when I did that, and I was like, holy crap, like, I'm good at this. And then the next year you get skunked, and you're like, I don't know what's going on.
I thought I was good at this. You're
but
right.
it's like, wow, maybe I'm figuring this out. Maybe,
So
it's just, it's interesting.
the guys that got me into waterfowl hunting, that got me into goose hunting, right? They did all the calling. They set up the decoy spreads. I was just there as a trigger man, right? Super fun, great group of guys that got me into it. But again, to your point, just 2 seasons ago, I didn't goose hunt at all last season. My best property, everybody lost permission to hunt. And so that was, I just couldn't find geese in a regular spot, right? But I went out by myself, drug the decoys in myself. I made the plan. I found what they call the X. I set the decoy spread. I did all the calling. It was just me. And I called in birds twice, and I killed birds. And it was like, it felt so just like,
yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
You know, I can actually, I can be a valuable member. Now when the group gets together, I can actually be a valuable member and because I never threw in my opinion because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Why am I going to throw in my opinion with these guys who've been doing it for decades? You know, I'm not going to, but now it's like I feel like, well, then maybe I have an opinion that's actually worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because I've done this. You know,
And that's
feels
a good
good.
point. Like, I've never went duck hunting. I've never went goose hunting. And I probably shouldn't because I would get addicted.
Yeah.
For the same reason I'm addicted to turkey hunting.
Yeah. It's fun. And you're interacting with those birds.
yeah,
It's
like that-
there's a lot of overlap, a
gets-
lot of similarities there.
That would get addicting. And
Yep.
I don't.
I mean, we need something to do when we can't fly fish.
Well, yeah.
You know, when this is our full-time job.
And I always treat fishing as a different sport than hunting.
Right.
I know they're not, but like it's kind of like somebody's like, "Do you like football or baseball?" Well, I like them both.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Sometimes I do one in the morning and I do one in the afternoon.
Yep.
So
when
weird.
I think I felt that way before I got into fly fishing. And when I got into fly fishing, it's a much more, for me, hands-on, close, personal experience with the water and with the wild places, with the trout. A really good friend of mine, Ryan Stoyak, who's just a phenomenal fly fisherman.
fly fisherman.
Oh my gosh, he really is. So, but he had told me, you know, when you go to a piece of water, you should always pull up a rock, look at that rock, see what's crawling around on it, pull out your fly box, and match your fly to whatever bug or critter is on that rock. And so I still do that, not even because I actually need to, because I've fished enough water now, and a lot of the water I go to, I already know. You know, it's always going to be these few nymphs are going to match in this type of water. But I still do that because it gives me that connection to Ryan, who kind of helped teach me to fly fish. Gives me that connection to, you know, some of my really best friends, Kenny Barbie, Justin Yoder, Bug DeMont. You guys probably know all of them. I'm sure you know Bug.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that taught me how to fly fish. They're the guys who got me into it, you know. So it's like pulling that rock up reminds me of what Ryan told me all those years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of just that connection again and that memory. And, yeah, I love it.
Do you want to ask our guest maybe what his favorite season is?
Barry.
I see he has a
He
headset
is
on. I
mic'd
mean, I
up,
don't know.
but he hasn't
He's
said.
been very quiet.
Yeah.
Being mic'd up there.
Well, I think he hears us talking about our favorite seasons.
And we kind of shunned him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Nobody has said
He doesn't like our
Bear
season, I heard.
Yeah, nobody has said bear season. Barry, what's your favorite season, huh?
I can tell you what his least favorite season was.
Yeah.
I hear that was around 2020.
Yeah, the bear archery season in 2020 was a rough time for him.
Was not his favorite.
No, his younger bear. He's told me the story. He's like, I was a younger bear. It was his first year out on his own as a 2-year-old bear, you know, and tried to eat some corn.
Yeah.
You know,
Minding his own business.
mind his own business. Trying to eat some corn. Came down the trail eating some acorns then, and somebody said,
You'd look good in my freezer.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then eventually with a headset.
and yeah, and it was actually delicious. Some of the best game meat I've ever had. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Barry and I have a really odd relationship.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
great connection on my end, but he's pretty grumpy about it.
I don't know if you remember last episode, Bruce was kind of about as quiet as Barry is this one.
Yeah, he doesn't even look at us. He stares at the wall.
Yeah. I thought after being internet famous, maybe he'd come around, but
Yeah.
he's still just
Whatever.
kind of like shunning us. So,
We must not be cool enough.
well,
Maybe when we get to we're getting really close to 2,000 views
that could be.
between the two platforms. So maybe when we hit 2,000 he'll actually
Straighten up,
chime
Open
in.
up a little.
Yeah.
Open up. Yeah, maybe
I don't
turn
know.
this way.
If that happens, I'm getting up and walking out.
Yeah, me too.
Just so you know.
We don't actually drink on this show yet. But if the deer starts turning his head, it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see him talking, Joe took some classes on how to do some video editing here.
Yeah. So, have either of you probably seen maybe in Elk County, like the elk bugle?
Oh yeah.
So that, like, a couple of years ago, we were in Montana, and typically rifle season in anywhere you hunt elk isn't typically a bugle season, but for some reason, the first day, we had 100 elk on the property that we were on, and they were bugling.
Yeah.
And it was like that turkey
Oh, yeah.
interaction. Now, we weren't interacting with them, but they were interacting with each other.
Yep.
And they were cow calling, and then one would bugle, and another would sound off. And when you have two bugle and if you've gone up to the Elk County, and
Oh, yeah.
we're very fortunate in Pennsylvania to be able to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
I've been on the wagon ride twice when they've done this.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing because one over here is just sounding off, and the other one
Yep.
over here is like, no, you stay over there. These are my cows.
Yep.
So that's one. It's a season that I want to experience,
Yeah.
but it isn't there yet. I think we've talked about trying to get an archery hunt in bugle season, in elk season sometime.
Yeah.
And go out
Yeah.
and experience
Yeah.
that.
I've been on that wagon ride. Andy, my brother, and I have rented the wagon for our whole families several times now. I just love going up there. I love hearing the elk bugle. I've got tons of pictures and videos of it. They're just you want to talk about like a majestic mountain experience, Yeah, it's incredible. I put in for the Pennsylvania elk hunt every year.
I just did mine. Well, now is this the first year that if you draw that tag, it's a once in a lifetime.
Once
tag?
in a lifetime tag now. Yeah.
So it's done.
Yeah.
So I am no longer putting in for a rifle tag. I'm only putting in for an archery tag.
Oh, okay.
Because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with a bow.
See, I put in bull only either season.
Yeah. I am bull only archery.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna. I'm gonna have to get a new bow and because you got to make it.
That's a good excuse for all that stuff.
See, I'm going to get the bow this year and then
then you'll have it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it'll happen as soon as it's
I know a guy
10
now,
years old.
Since we just went yesterday and bought Austin a new bow.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Average Jack Archery in Phillipsburg.
Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about that.
He was fantastic. I've never been there before. I used to go local shop here all the time. I bought a lot of equipment off him, but they closed.
Right.
And so one of Austin's buddies knew this guy. He went last year, cut some arrows for him, took care of him in that deal, and so we went back this year and spent a little bit more than cutting a couple arrows. But Austin, he graduated college. He did so his last year on the dean's list, so it was something to celebrate. So
yeah, absolutely.
we bought him a bow that's probably going to last for 15 years.
Yeah.
or better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
love it.
the technology in bows has really advanced so much from 30 years ago that I feel like where can it go from here? So I think the advancements are slowing down in archery. So you get a bow now. I mean, this bow, there is not one advancement out there that's not on this, and this is 4 years old now. I think maybe 5.
Do you want to tell them what it is, Teddy?
Oh, I guess I
they might
wasn't even
wanna
holding
know.
it on camera. Hoyt Venom Pro 30.
You know what's funny is this? It's like our boots.
Yeah.
You shoot a Hoyt.
Yeah.
I'm Matthews.
Jesse's a
through.
Matthews.
Yeah.
I've had a little bit of everything, but I am currently in an elite that I really like.
Right.
And we went yesterday, and Austin shot a Matthews arc, and we shot elite Veros.
Yeah.
And he picked the Matthews, but of the two, because I'm used to the elite feel,
Yep.
I probably would have bought the elite.
Yep.
But they were both equally great bows. They both felt phenomenal in my hand. But it's just weird because the draw in the two different, I felt like the Matthews was heavy up front and then smoothed out as soon as you got over the initial grunt.
Correct.
But the elite kind of starts off a little nicer and then kind of
Getting over that
plateaus.
valley.
Yeah, and then boom.
There's
once you're
so
back
much
there.
let off on an elite because I have an elite that I love so much, can't get rid of it. Right, the Impulse 34. That's actually what Barry met the Impulse 34.
Mine's an Impulse 31.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's butter until you get to that let off.
Like it's 3/4 of the way back. You kind of hit a little bit of a,
and then it's
like
rough
And Hoyt's
getting it over there.
different than that.
Hoyt is butter smooth the whole way, but you lose some speed and everything else then,
Yeah.
Where Matthews, I feel, is tough getting it started,
Yeah.
and then it's butter smooth the rest of the way. So, yeah, they all have a different draw cycle, and that's why I tell people, if you're shopping for a new bow, go to a pro shop, try them all.
That's what I'm planning on
Try
doing
them all
this year.
because
Yeah.
now I've had them all. My first bow was a Matthews, and I killed deer with it. And then I had a Hoyt, and I killed deer with it. And then I had another Hoyt, and I killed deer with it. And then I had an Elite, and I killed deer with it. and a bear, and I still have the Elite. Now I'm back to a Hoyt because I'm going. The whole time I had that Elite, I loved it.
Yeah.
But I never liked getting over that valley, and so you just get so used to a draw cycle that fits you.
Yeah. Well, and I started with a PSE. I started with a Hoyt, and then I went to a PSE, and then I went to a Matthews. I've never shot an Elite, and I've never shot a new Hoyt.
Yeah.
I went.
So
I
I'm going to try them
Try
this
it.
year.
I started
Absolutely.
with my grandpa's PSE.
Yeah.
I hunted out with that for my first year. Then I bought one of my buddies. I think one of Paul McCluskey's friends or uncles or something had a bear.
Yeah.
Fred Bear Code 3.
That was another one I had. I forgot I had a Fred Bear.
Fred
I
Bear's
had
nice. They're
I
nice
had,
bows.
it was a nice bow.
Yeah.
I hunted with that for a couple of years, and then somebody I knew had a Matthews that was a couple of years old, wanted to sell it dirt cheap, bought it, hunted with it for quite a few years, and then and I didn't even realize Chris, it's been 6 years since I got that Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because he's like, that's a great. I took it down the average jack to have it restrung. He goes, that's a great bow. He goes, I have one of those, love it.
Yep.
You know, we'll get you a new string on it. That's about 2016. I'm like, no, there's no way that is 10 years old. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
it is.
I bought it in 2020, I think, and it was 2, 3, 4 years old at that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And but I like it. I shoot it well.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, whenever you go to buy a new bow, what I've came to find out is they're all about the same price.
Yeah.
So whenever you, I mean, and at the end of the day, you know, if you're spending $2,000 to $3,000 complete bow, get whatever you like.
Hope my wife's
get
not
whatever's,
watching this.
You know, get whatever's comfortable.
I got it on sale, honey.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
He cut us
Yeah.
a deal.
I got it at the Dunham's parking lot sale. Don't worry about it. It's on clearance.
But that's where I was very impressed with this guy. When we went in there, you know, the owner set us up, and he said, "What can I do for you?" I said, "Well, I'm easy. I just need a string.
Yeah.
Here, put me some new string on this."
Yeah.
And you know, Austin's like, I'm here to buy a bow." And he's like, "Well, do you know what tier you're in?" He's like, "Well, I really like the Matthews Arc." And he's like, "Well, so if you're in the upper tier, you know, they're all about this price-based bow." He goes, "But we're going to hook you up with every one of the top tier that I have.
Yeah.
We're going to set them up, and you're going to shoot all of them."
Right. Smart. I'm glad he did
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
And he shot all of them, and he actually, so he had the Arc has a 34 and a 30,
Yeah.
two different
believe that's
riser heights, and so he shot the Elite, the Arc, and the bigger Arc and the little Arc, and so the guy's like, after he shot him like 5 times a piece, like, is there any one of the 3 that you can get rid of? He's like, "Yep, I don't like the short one."
Yeah.
Okay. So he hands us a whole fistful of arrows and says, "Go down, take the other 2, go downstairs. So I'm not sitting here. You're not worried about me or whatever. Go downstairs and shoot them." We were in his basement for an hour. He was shooting 5 at a time, 3 at a time, 1 at a time. I'd hand him an arrow and a bow, and he'd shoot it. And I'd swap another arrow and another bow, and he'd shoot it. And he's just going back and forth. And then he was still undecided after an hour. We went back upstairs, and he goes to the guy, "What do you think?" He goes, "I'm not going to tell you. They're both great bows."
Yeah.
He goes, "It doesn't matter to me." He
Yep.
didn't try to upsell us on anything. Like, he just, you know, kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos to him. He was an excellent.
Well, you're shooting a flagship out of any of the major manufacturers.
It's hard to find fault in any of them.
That's right.
It's all in what you feel. And like I said,
Yep.
I probably would have picked the Elite, but it's the feel that I'm
It's
used
what
to.
you're used to.
Yeah.
Right. That's
He's-
like if you put a new Hoyt in my hand or a new anything else in my hand, I'm probably going to be drawn to that Hoyt just because it's what I've shot more than anything else, you know.
Right.
And I know I went to a Matthews back in the day, and this is just me. I go against the grain, right? All my buddies ran Hoyts.
Yeah.
I bought a Matthews.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to do the opposite. I just want to be the oddball.
He's
right?
a rebel.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
he's a rebel.
I just don't want to, like, you know,
Yeah.
I just want to do something different.
Right.
So I went with the Matthews.
Yeah.
And I stuck with that because
You
my
got
brand loyalty. You know, like I was like, I just
A little
I
bit
like
of brand,
their stuff.
yeah, and then
You
you
know.
just get to liking that, and you get used to that feel.
And, yeah, when you get used to the draw, you know,
Yeah.
like the differences. Like, to me, it just feels like home.
Yeah.
It
I don't
does,
know.
and there's little differences between every bow, every gun, every
Oh, yeah.
fly rod.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you talk to guys who are diehard, and you know, the guys that are diehard fly fishermen. I would say, I probably for how much I love it, fit into that category, right? They're probably going to tell you Sage is the brand to go to. And I have started with Orvis, and it's just what I'm used to. I'm used to an Orvis fly rod. I'll never not have an Orvis fly rod in my hand. And I've had tons of different brands. I've had TFOs, great, great mid-quality.
But it never failed you.
But it never failed me.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just,
Yeah.
It's not necessarily loyalty to the brand for me. It's just,
I like it.
if I'm going to spend $800 to $1,500 outfitting a fly rod setup, I'm going to get the one that I'm used to.
And I've seen people miss with $3,000 bows.
Yep.
I've seen people shoot, some of the biggest deer.
Yeah.
With
Make some wicked
their
shots.
dad's bow from whenever they were a teenager.
Yeah, a ready to hunt bow bow
like-
combo that you buy from Cabela's for
Yeah,
$400.
like
The plastic
and,
wrap bow.
it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Yeah, and
just-
they're whacking and stacking with
Yeah,
it. That's right.
it's-
A little Ted Nugent reference there.
No, yeah.
Whacking 'em and stacking.
Yeah.
Hitting the old swamp donkeys. Yeah, buddy. You know what's funny is that when we were sitting here talking before we mic'd up, we said we don't really know what we're going to talk about here.
Yeah.
It was kind of a topic we just came up with this week, and actually pulled it off the list, but we weren't really prepped for this.
Yeah.
We've now gone like a full episode, and we've went from favorite seasons to favorite bows to favorite fly rods.
Well, and let me throw this out there. I jokingly said before this that my favorite season was the off season. But in all honesty, it's starting to become my favorite season because it's the prep, right?
Yeah.
Like, so we're all involved in Twisted Antler Seed Company. I mean, I'm sure anybody that watches this knows us. So like, it's a new layer to me to the hunting,
Right.
where I'm talking to you guys constantly about, hey, what do you think we should plant here? The soil prep. Hey, the weather's coming. This, that.
Yeah.
It's a whole new thing. Whenever it's a full circle, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you're trying to plant a crop to grow a big deer, to harvest it, to the ambush that you're trying to do, everything.
Absolutely.
So for me, the off season is really becoming very important. I don't want to say my favorite season, but I enjoy planning. I enjoy hanging out.
Absolutely.
We're constantly sending pictures. Like I know just the other day, you were sending like, hey, 48-hour update. Like you're 90, like you're sending them out all the time, and I love seeing it because I'm like, oh man, that means mine's doing good.
Or I'm sending you guys trail cam picture, and you know what's on it.
Oh my goodness.
Another bear.
Yeah, you
I have nothing but bears on
You
camera
live in
this
Bear
year.
Village over there.
It's
My
crazy.
goodness.
Yeah.
You
But
better shoot a bear
For
this year.
me, I love habitat management, but it always correlates to archery season for me, right? Because when rifle season comes, I have this mindset, and it's going to sound negative, and I don't mean it negative at all, but to me, it's put your time in the woods and get lucky, right? Those deer are running scared. You got a ton of people in the woods moving them around. I like to get close to bedding areas when I rifle hunt, but outside of that, there's not a lot of thought from my rifle season where when I'm planning a food plot, it's not necessarily to grow a specific deer. I hunt very small micro properties. I'm trying to pull enough deer into that property that I'll find one that I like, right? And I don't need them to stay there for a long time. I need them to get used to coming by for 5 to 10 minutes a day and filling their face with clover or grain or
Pattern
whatever.
it out and just make
it
happen.
Yep, I just want to see more deer on my micro property, so I'm just trying to, really turn that 6-10 acres, whatever it is, into just a honey hole, and I'm doing that through utilizing micro beddings, through utilizing adding soft mast and hard mast trees, and food plots are a huge part of that, right? And so we talk about all this, but to me, that's all geared in part of archery season,
archery.
and that's why I just
Yeah.
I don't even look at the off season anymore outside of season. It is
hunting
it
season
is,
and prep season.
Yeah.
it's all one and the same to me because I have a season and it'll be I might have an archery season where I say I want to kill deer on public land. I want to kill it on a mountain. I want to be out there. I want to take a frame pack in with me because I want to have to pack a deer. I want to be in so deep there's no way I'm dragging it out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I'm still doing the off-season stuff because my brothers are hunting my food plots. My kids are hunting my food plots. It's still part of the game. And who knows that by October 15th, I might say, you know what? I'm done hiking up these mountains.
I'm gonna
I want to go sit. I
on
want
that
to go sit in a food plot. You know.
Yeah.
And by that time, if you don't have it in, it's too late.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's just enjoyable. It's enjoyable working the land.
yeah.
It's enjoyable being a steward of the land. You
I
know?
love
making the deer
brush hogging.
healthier.
I love rototilling.
Yeah.
That's all. It's a relaxation for me.
Yeah.
Like I just get on the tractor and just put on the headset, listen to a podcast,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, I put in 4 food plots last year, and I did not hunt over any of them.
Yeah.
The whole entire year, I did
Yeah.
not hunt over any of them.
That
So,
the last one I put in,
I mean,
I'll never hunt over it.
right.
I put it in for my neighbors
Yeah.
to get to watch the deer.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
but I still love it.
Right.
It's my favorite plot to plant every year. Yep.
I don't know. I guess there's a lot of seasons, so we didn't answer anybody's question.
We didn't answer
Right.
anybody,
So-
but I think we had
Full circle.
My favorite season is literally all of them.
Yeah,
You know?
365.
I don't
It
know.
never stops. My wife jokes, she's like, it never stops with
No.
you. It just never stops. It doesn't, you know.
Yep. I think the when it stops, it'll be the season of black garments and
yeah.
black garments and 6-foot burials. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And hopefully by then I'm chasing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
Hopefully I go up.
It's like, yeah.
That's the long-term goal there.
Yeah. Hopefully that wild connection lasts for a long time after that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So hey, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. What I'd like to say is, I really want message us and let us know your favorite season, right? Actually, I remember where the camera was this
That was
time.
pretty good. Yeah.
Remember message us, let us know what your favorite seasons are. I would love to
And
hear.
maybe a little background on why it's your favorite season.
Yeah, I'd love to
and
hear
is
some
it,
feedback from our listeners, from our followers. What are your favorite seasons and why? Because maybe that will give us an idea to kind of expand on that. I'd really like that.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a specific season. Maybe it was like Barry here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear archery season 2020.
2020, right?
Definitely not his favorite season.
One of mine. One I'll never forget.
Or is it in general? Just
Yeah.
everything else can go fly a kite. I like archery season.
Yeah.
Done.
Right.
Every year. That's
Yeah.
my only season. So yeah.
Let us know. I'd love to
yeah.
hear from
Drop
some
it in the comments
Yeah.
down below. I think that's what they say.
Is that what they say?
I don't know. It's something about
Like, subscribe, and drop
Yeah.
something in the comments below.
We really ought to get better at that.
Yeah, we're bad at this.
Yeah, we're really good at talking. We're terrible at
Yeah.
it.
We need our daughters to help us.
That's what it is, because she can rattle. They can rattle off
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abby, Kendra, help us.
Like, comment, share, right?
Like, comment, share.
Like,
That's it.
comment, share.
Oh my God.
That might
Jesse's little girl.
It took me a minute to remember what it was. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
I almost
Sorry.
got you.
But those subscriptions are a huge help to us. We're getting to a point now where we really want to grow the channels, and so to that point, though, subscribe on either of our platforms, YouTube or
Spotify.
thank you, Spotify, even a social media like and follow. Yeah. That's all a huge help to us at this point in the game. So,
Absolutely.
all right, I think we're done.
Yeah.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Appreciate it.